Milk from a peanut?
You use a low stool.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, patient. I'll examine you for $10.
Okay, if you find it, I'll give you half. Say, doctor, will I be able to play the piano when my hands heal?
Of course you will.
Oh, good. I could never play before.
Say, tell me, why did you leave your last job?
It was because of illness.
Because of illness?
Yes, the boss got sick of me. Say, you know that movie, The Broken Arm?
Well, sure I know it. I ought to. I was in the cast. Hello, doctor's office.
Doctor, my baby just swallowed the fountain pen.
Good heavens, I'll be right over.
But what'll I do in the meantime?
Use a pencil.
Say, last night this beautiful girl asked me if I'd like to see where she had her appendix taken out.
Did you enjoy it?
No, I don't like hospitals.
By the way, Al, why do doctors always wear a mask during operations?
Well, they wear a mask, so if the operation fails, nobody knows who did it.
Say, the tree surgeon had a terrible accident. He broke his arm in 2 places.
What happened to the tree surgeon?
He fell out of his patient. Tell me, Napoleon, what was going on at your farm last night?
Oh, the cows was having a big party, and there was drinking and everything.
Good heavens, how are the cows this morning?
They all have terrible hang-unders.
You know, I went out to the barn this morning for some peanut milk.
How do you get milk from a peanut?
You use a low stool.
I wrote a song about the farmers, the barns and the stables and everything.
What do you call your song?
It's called The Farmer Takes a Whiff.
Say, there's a man outstanding in his field.
Where?
There, that farmer outstanding in his field.
I'd like to rent one of your horses, sir.
Oh, how long?
The longest you've got. There are 5 of us going.
Say, did you hear about the cowboy who crossed his horse with a kangaroo?
The cowboy who crossed his horse with a kangaroo, what'd he get?
A very practical animal. On rainy days, he can ride inside.
What did the chicken say when she laid a square egg?
I don't know, Al. What did she say?
She said, "Oh!"
See up there by that old oak tree?
Yeah.
Now, when I was a young farmer, that's where I got my first kiss.
Oh.
And as I was kissing her, along came her mother.
Hey, that's rough. What did her mother say? Was she angry?
No, she just mooed and went right on eating grass.
Say, it sure was windy yesterday.
It was windy yesterday?
Yes, sir. It was so windy yesterday, one of our chickens laid the same egg 3 times. Say, why are there so many chickens outside the back door?
Oh, they've come to watch. You see, yesterday I announced I'd be laying a patio.
And?
They don't think I can do it. Say, Al,
Yeah?
how are you at arithmetic?
Not bad, not bad.
Okay, if I laid 3 eggs over there, and if I laid 4 eggs over there, what'd I have?
I don't think you can do it.
Say, Al, how's your wife?
Well, I'm kind of worried about Fury. She gets skinnier and skinnier every day.
Oh, come on. She can't be that skinny.
She's so skinny, she has to swallow a walnut to keep her pajamas up.
Say, I understand that your wife had her face lifted again.
Listen, she's had her face lifted so many times, there's nothing in her shoes. You know, she parts her hair ear to ear.
Ear to ear? That's a little unusual, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you'd be amazed how many people come up and whisper in her nose. Oh, last night she got romantic and threw me the rose in her hair.
What did you do?
I took out the rose and threw back her hair. Well, my skinny wife Fury had her face lifted again.
Again?
Yeah, she's had her face lifted so many times, her nose is on top of her head.
Her nose is on top of her head.
That's right, and when she blows her top... Boy, that kid sure is skinny.
Your wife's skinny? How skinny?
She's so skinny when she wears a bikini and drinks tomato juice, she looks like a thermometer. My wife's mother is knock-kneed and my wife is bowling.
Is that right?
Yeah, when they stand beside each other, they spell ox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that your wife owns an interesting piece of property.
Yes, she has an apartment in front and a flat behind.
I have an uncle who has a wooden leg.
You have an uncle who has a wooden leg. That's nothing. My wife's mother has a cedar chest.
You know, you're always talking about how ugly your wife is. She couldn't be that bad looking.
No, she comes from a town where the girls are so ugly they once had a beauty contest, and nobody won.
Say, Al, what did the German Shepherd say to the French Poodle?
What did the German Shepherd say to the French Poodle?
He said, sit down quick. Here comes that Cocker Spaniel with a cold nose.
Hey, those motion picture screens are getting wider and wider.
They're getting wider?
That's right, they're getting so wide that starting next week, Lassie will be played by a dachshund.
You know, Al, I don't like those dachshunds.
Why don't you like dachshunds?
Well, it seems it takes a long time to let them inside in the winter.
Hey, did you hear about the dachshund that passed himself?
How could he do that?
He was running around a tree and he passed himself. What are you supposed to be?
I'm a trained dog.
He's a trained dog, folks. Watch this. Come on, Butch. How much is 2 and 2? Come on, boy. One more. Say, where do you send a dog who's lost his tail?
Gee, I don't know.
To a retailer.
Say, look over there at that beautiful dogwood tree.
How can you tell it's a dogwood tree?
Oh, you can tell by its bark. Say, Al, why is your dog staring at me like that? Hasn't he ever seen anyone eat before?
Yes, but not off his plate.
Tell me, why do you call your dog Timex?
I call my dog Timex because he's a watchdog.
You know, I had my dog pull our piano up to the 3rd floor yesterday.
How could you get a little dog like that to pull a piano up to the 3rd floor?
I used the whip.
Hey, you...
Say, Al, I noticed you got a new rubber tree for your front room. What did your dog think of it?
Oh, he's very happy about it. He's always wanted indoor plumbing.
Say, what did the dog say when he met the Queen?
I don't know. What did the dog say when he met the Queen?
Don't be stupid, Al. Dogs can't talk.
My dog has started a civic improvement campaign.
What's he campaigning for?
Sheltered fire hydrants for bashful dogs.
Say, Al, is your dog a good watchdog?
Yes, sir. Last night he watched 9 burglars steal all the silver.
You know, it's a good thing a dog is a man's best friend.
Yeah, can you imagine a horse jumping in your lap? She was only a real estate broker's daughter,
Yeah?
but she certainly knew a lot.
You know, there's a building not far from here that's 900 feet long and it's only a half an inch wide.
What's it used for?
It's used for storing spaghetti.
Well, my uncle's house has 29 rooms and no bathrooms. Isn't that unusual?
It certainly is. It's uncanny. You know, Al, every time I drive by your house, I notice that you're staring out the window.
Well, somebody has to look out for the family. Went window shopping yesterday.
You went window shopping
That's
yesterday?
right. Bought 4 windows. Well, I insulted my wife Fury yesterday and she jumped out our apartment window.
Gee, that's terrible.
Not so terrible. We live in a basement apartment.
Hey, Al, look out. Here comes that bully who's been after you. Jump out the window, quick.
But this is the 13th floor.
Don't be silly. This is no time to be superstitious. Jump!
As one wall said to the other wall.
So long. I'll meet you in the corner.
As one wall said to the other wall.
Plastered again, eh?
Say, Bill, my uncle is so rich he has a 9-hole golf course.
He has a 9-hole golf course? That's nothing. Lots of millionaires do.
Inside the house?
You know, I got married in a garage.
You got married in a garage. How come?
I couldn't back out of it.
Say, did you hear about the boy whose house ran away from him?
His house ran away from him? How's that possible?
He lived in a trailer.
Oh, waiter, waiter.
Yes?
Do you serve crabs in this restaurant?
Yes, sir. What do you have?
Wait, how did you get that black eye?
I asked the waitress if she had pig's feet.
So, waiter,
Yes?
I can't eat this food. Call the manager.
No, you sir, he won't eat it either.
Tell me, how did you burn your hands?
I was groping for words in the alphabet soup.
Oh, waiter, this egg's all squashed. How come?
Well, sir, you told me to bring you an egg and step on it.
Say, waiter, how much is your pea soup?
20 cents.
The split pea soup?
10 cents.
Waiter, what can I have?
Everything's on the menu, sir.
I noticed that. Would you bring me a clean one, please?
Waiter, I don't like all these flies in my soup.
Show me which ones you don't like, and I'll shoo them away.
Waiter, I want you to get every single fly out of this soup.
You don't mind the married ones, eh?
Waiter, every time I take a drink of this coffee, I get a pain in my right eye.
Why don't you try removing the spoon, sir? Say, waiter.
Yes?
Bring me a ginger ale.
Pale?
No, just a glass.
Hey, did you hear about the mooching cannibal?
What about him?
He was always putting a bite on his friends.
Excuse me, am I late for the cannibal's banquet?
Yes, everybody's eating.
You know, yesterday a guy came up to me in the street and told me he hasn't had a bite for days.
What did you do?
What could I do? I bit him.
My brother is 26 years old, and he's very strong, and he's 6 feet tall. What does he weigh?
I don't know. What does he weigh?
Meat. He's a butcher.
I went to a really, really classy restaurant. You know, they had a monogram napkin?
Monogram napkin?
Well, I thought they were monogrammed until the monogram crawled away.
My brother goes everywhere in a jiffy.
A jiffy?
Yes, a 1939 two-door automatic jiffy.
Say, Al,
Yes?
what do you use that old wagon for?
We use the old wagon to take the old folks on trips.
Oh, an old folks wagon.
Say, did you hear about the cab driver who ran over himself?
You're kidding. How can a guy run over himself?
Well, he ran over himself. He asked a boy to get him some cigarettes. The boy wouldn't go.
So he ran over himself. Hello there. Hello, officer.
Yes. Police
Come
do.
quick. Somebody stole my dashboard and my steering wheel and the radio.
Give me the details, please.
Oh, never mind. I guess I was sitting in the back seat.
My cousin was hit by a car yesterday and knocked 50 feet into the ditch, and the police charged
The
him,
police charged him with what?
leaving the scene of an accident.
And now here's Al to tell you about mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions is watching your mother-in-law drive over a cliff in your new car.
Boy, the traffic was moving slow on the highway yesterday.
Was it really slow?
It was so slow you could hear what the hitchhikers were calling you.
Say, I hear you got rid of that terrible noise in the back of your car.
Yeah, she sits up front with me now. I know a guy, Al, who's so rich his kids all have kiddie cars.
Lots of kids have kiddie cars.
With a chauffeur? Say, Al, what's it mean when you see a woman with her arm out the car window?
What does it mean?
It means the car window's open.
Yesterday, my wife had the car in the living room.
Oh, now listen, how could she get the car in the living room?
It's easy. Through the kitchen, turn left.
Say, buddy, I'm sorry I hit you with my car. Is there anything I can do for you?
Yeah, don't back up.
You know, my sister's married to a policeman.
Isn't that interesting?
And every day she sends him his lunch, and for dessert she puts a few policeman cookies in the lunchbox.
What are policeman cookies?
Cupcakes.
I had a terrible thing happen to me in a sports car
A
yesterday.
terrible thing in the sports car? What happened?
That's right. I was out driving, and I put my left hand out to make a turn, and I gave a policeman a hernia.
Boy, that guy sure keeps his stiff upper lip.
Who?
That piccolo player.
Is he a stupid musician?
Yeah, he doesn't know his brass from his oboe. Why was the orchestra conductor fired?
He couldn't face the music.
Can you play any instruments?
Yes, I can play the shoehorn.
Oh, come on now. What can you play on a shoehorn?
Footnotes.
Let's sing some love songs.
Some love songs? Okay, how about Hold That Tiger?
Hold That Tiger? That's not a love song.
It is to another tiger.
Yeah, look at the girl that plays the harp in the orchestra.
Yeah, what about her?
I'll bet she could give you a good back scratch.
Hey, say, that harp would make a good one, wouldn't it?
A good what?
A good cheese slicer.
Hey, did you hear about the four carpenters who played the tuba?
What did they do?
They formed a quartet.
And what did they call their
They
group?
called their group the Tuba Four.
Say, you want to hear a musical score?
Okay.
Mozart 3, Beethoven 4.
Hey, Al.
Yeah?
You want to hear a couple of dillies?
Yeah,
Dilly dilly.
I wrote a song.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's called My Girl Looks Like a Perfect Stranger Since She Caught Her Face in the Record Changer.
Al, what's your favorite song?
The one I wrote about my skinny little wife. It's called It Was in the Pile of Debris That I Found Her.
My dear old dad sure likes music.
That's right, folks. When a beautiful girl sings in the shower, he puts his ear to the keyhole. You know, if it wasn't for that mustache, my wife would look exactly like Lester Pearson.
But Lester Pearson doesn't have a mustache.
I know, but my wife has.
Hey, Al, your wife sure has wrinkled stockings.
My wife doesn't wear stockings.
Why does your wife wear a big red ribbon in her hair every day?
Well, it covers the bald spot.
You're always saying how skinny your poor wife is. Is she really that skinny?
Listen, she's so skinny, she needs suspenders to keep her girdle up. Well, my wife's mother gets fatter every day.
How fat is she now?
Well, she's so fat that when she drives over railway tracks, her body applauds.
My fat mother-in-law does the hula beautifully.
How does she do the hula?
Well, she runs very fast and then stops suddenly.
Well, I guess she's pretty fat, all right.
She's got so many chins, she uses a bookmark to find her collar.
You know how my fat mother-in-law goes to Montreal?
No, how?
She just rolls over 3 times. Well, my wife's mother fell down the basement steps yesterday with 3 quarts of whiskey and never spilled a drop.
How come?
She kept her mouth closed.
Hey, I hear you and your wife went to a masquerade ball last night. How did your wife dress?
Well, with her varicose veins, she went as a road map.
What did your wife's mother go as?
Well, my wife's mother put a raisin in her tummy button and went as a cookie.
Listen, Al, tell me more about your fat mother-in-law.
Well, she has more chins than a Chinese phone book.
Tell me, has your wife had very many facelifts?
She's had her face lifted so many times, when she raises her eyebrows, her nylons go up. You know that 10 years ago, beautiful girls wouldn't spit on me?
And now?
Now they spit on me.
Here's a copy of my favorite book. It's called Lion Taming Made Easy.
Lion Taming Made Easy? Who wrote it?
Claude Bottom.
My name is H.P. Boliska. I'm a big game hunter.
What's the HP stand for?
Here, pussy.
When I was a young lad down on the farm, a terrible thing happened one day while we were playing baseball in the barnyard.
What happened?
I slid into what I thought was third base.
My uncle is so tough he wears a wig.
Oh, what's so tough about wearing a wig?
He keeps it on with a nail. Hey, quick, look in this mirror. What do you see?
Why, that's me.
Thank heavens, I thought it was me.
Listen, I wrote a new song yesterday.
You wrote a new song yesterday. What's it called?
It's called Come Into HFC, Mabel. I Want to Get You Alone.
Say, tell me, what do they do with old bowling balls?
Well, they make roll-on deodorants for elephants.
I can beat any man on this list.
Is my name on that list?
Yep.
Well, I can lick you with one hand. Now what are you going to do about it?
Well, I guess I'll just have to take you off the list. So are you going to let your kids have an encyclopedia?
Are you kidding? They can walk to school like I did. You know, I took physics in college. What did you take?
Overcoats.
You've been found guilty, young man. That'll be $20 or 20 days.
I'll take the $20.
Order in the court. Young man, you've been brought before my court for drinking.
Okay, let's get started.
Say, Al, what's your opinion of the H-bomb?
Well, I think it's dynamite.
I've got a nephew with 3 feet.
How is that possible?
Well, I got a letter from him yesterday and it says, Dear Uncle, since I saw you last, I've grown another foot.
Last night I was at an important civic luncheon.
What was it?
I had a hamburger with the works department.
You've heard of nose drops.
Yes?
Well, my wife's does.
Say, what's the difference between a bus driver and a cold?
I don't know. What is the difference between a bus driver and a cold?
Well, one knows the stops, the other stops the nose.
Say, what's the difference between shillings and pence?
What is the difference between shillings and pence?
Well, you can go down the street without your shillings.
Hey, did you hear about the glass blower?
What about the glass blower?
Inhaled and got a pain in his stomach.
Hey, did you hear what happened to the glass blower who got the hiccups?
No, what happened to the glass blower that got the hiccup?
Well, he blew 14 percolator tops before they could stop him.
I've got 3 kids, and boy, that's it, no more.
Why not?
Well, I just read in Time magazine that every 4th child born today is a communist.
That's nothing. My sister had 14 kids, and she just gave birth to the 15th.
Oh, what are they calling it?
Quits.